Rightio legends, we're back into the Barra build for another week. It's going to be a juicy one this week. We're going to get stuck into the tray for this thing, eh? So first things first, we've got to get rid of everything that's going to be in our road. So yeah, the factory hold and filler neck, these fuel tank straps. I've got to finalise the Falcon fuel tank mounts. Probably going to have to trim these down because they're sitting a little bit too high, I believe. So I've got to finalise that. And also the ride height on the rear of this thing has got to go down a little bit. I've got a couple of leftover lowering blocks there. I think I might get away with using the U-bolts I got now just for mock-up. So like I say, we've got to clean these daggy bits up, fix the fuel tank mount, get those lowering blocks in, and then that's going to determine the height of my tubs. Once all that's done, yeah, set that up, and then we can get stuck into the construction of the tray. So follow along, let's get into it. Oh yeah, so like I said, we've got to get all these daggy bits off the chassis, all these factory bits like this fuel filler neck, and these brackets and all the rest of the jazz there. So we'll get these boring bits out of the road. That'll leave us a clean slate so we can start the process of yeah, building this new tray. So got to do it, let's get into it. We can get the socket off. Yeah, if you want, just leave us a comment. What sort of tray you reckon you blokes should put on this truck? We're going to be putting a catarail tray on this thing. It's actually, it's going to be sort of similar to the one that used to be on Jigsaw, but different. It's going to be 114mm thick, and yeah, the headboard's going to be sort of running that way instead of that way, if that makes sense. Probably not. You probably get the idea once you start building it, but yeah. And the tubs are going to be protruding through the side of the tray as well, so that's going to be a bit of a different look as to what Jigsaw was. But yeah, yeah, like I said, let us know what you reckon, what sort of tray you want to do on this truck if given the chance. Okay, so we got all those extra bits taken off the chassis there. I went ahead and yeah, clearance those fuel tank mounts. So they've been trimmed down. Now I'm going to go ahead and get these, well, attempt to get these lowering blocks in. Hopefully those U-bolts are going to work for us for now anyway. Get this thing on them lowering blocks, yeah, and then work out where these tubs are going to be situated. Once we've figured that out, then we can start on the framework for the tray, eh? Okay, so we got those lowering blocks put in. I just yeah, whipped them in, didn't bother filming them. So yeah, now I've mocked up the height of the tubs just with some old paint rollers, or new paint rollers. Pretty sure that's about where they're going to sit. I'm thinking I'm going to start building the internal frame for this tray. I think it's going to mirror, yeah, basically follow the chassis rail lines internally, make a box. Then once that's situated, yeah, I'll cut the catarail up and then make ties to the internal frame. But yeah, first things first, let's start cutting up that 50x25 and get that internal frame started, eh? Alrighty, so we got the perimeter of the internal frame knocked up. Obviously we've got to mount it to the chassis yet. I've just got it sort of tacked into position, and there'll be an internal structure, obviously. But yeah, that's the basic perimeter of it. It's just, yeah, tacked on there as well. I've got to mount that to those adapter rails. Yeah, but happy with what we got done there this ARV. Going to shut it down for today, get it tomorrow, start cutting up the main perimeter, the outer cattle rail, and get it, try and tack to the cinder structure and get the basic shape of it sort of roughed out, hopefully. So yeah, we'll shut it down for today, get into tomorrow. Okay, so it's the next day, and what I'm thinking is I've got the cattle rail brought inside the shed there now. What I'm thinking is I'm going to push the truck outside, and I'll build the outer perimeter frame for this thing. Be easy with this thing outside. Get that built, bring it back inside. Probably have to jack it up, take the wheels off it, because it's gonna run through where the wheels are. Get it set up, and then build the outriggers to pick up the outer perimeter. Once that's done and I'm happy with it, then we can look at doing the cutouts to mount the tubs. And if before anyone asks or comments or whatever, these are from Mr. Mudguard. If you're excuse me, if you're interested. Not sponsored by them, just letting you know, because you're probably some of you are probably keen to know where I got them from. So yeah, these are from Mr. Mudguard, eh? So yeah, we'll push this truck out and get to making this outer perimeter. Okay, so I got the truck back in the shed, and as you can see, I've lifted the frame onto the back of it. Got it tack welded in a few spots. I haven't mounted it yet, just sort of tack welded in, measuring up good. And then I've gone ahead and started playing around with the headboard. Really happy with how this is turning out. Really big how gives it that chunkiness, like sort of almost, runs with the side of the cab, how chunky it is. So this thing's gonna look pretty cool. I think I'm gonna go ahead and tack that headboard on for now, and finish that other side. The other side's just propping it up there. I've got to trim it up to get it put in the other side. Once I'm happy with that headboard, like I say, I'm gonna have to start thinking about making these stays, these stabilizers, whatever you want to call them, to link the outer frame to the inner frame. And once I think that's done good enough, strong enough, then I can mark out where these wheels are going to intersect and cut out the sections of it, and lift them tubs into position. So I've got to do a fair bit of measuring to execute that properly. I just sort of got carried away and wanted to get a start on that headboard just to rough out the shape of this tray. So really happy with that. Going to go ahead, like I said, get that tack welded on that finished side, and then finish that left side, get it tacked in place, and start making these stabilizers, eh? Rightio, so as you can see, I got those stabilizer brackets to tie the inner and outer together. So I got them each side of this tub. Then I went ahead and yeah, cut that piece out of the side rail there, trimmed it up, and yeah, got that tub fitted. It's just tacked in there for now. I think that's probably where it's going to live. Got plenty of clearance there on that tyre. Like I said, I've already got them lowering blocks in it, so it shouldn't be coming any lower, but there's a good amount of clearance in there. Should be all we need. But yeah, that's looking really trick. Really happy with that. Going to shut it down for today, and yeah, we'll finish. Probably won't finish this side up first. We'll probably yeah, go ahead and get the right hand side done. Once that's done, we'll look at finishing off the structure, and yeah, just continue with the tray and finishing out, eh? Alrighty, so it's the next day, and like I said yesterday, I'm going to go ahead this morning, going to cut out the stabilizers for the other side, and get them welded in, measure what I've got here, the distance from the end of the rail to the tub, both ends, cut that shape out, and yeah, get that other tub in, get it sitting on the ground, and see what we look like. So yeah, first up, stabilizers, and cut that out of perimeter, right? As you're seeing, I got this second tub tacked into position. Really happy with it. Mirrors the other side, so yeah, that's awesome going forward. And I spent a bit of time off camera. I got these 4 mounts for the tray knocked up, got them drilled. They're bolted into position, ready to weld. So that's what I'm going to do. Going to go ahead and get them welded up, eh? Okay, so I went ahead and got all those tray mounts welded up. Really happy with them. Some of you might be wondering why, yeah, these rear mounts have a bow on them, why they're spaced out from the chassis. Well, this thing's going to have a tow bar on it, and on these holes, that's where they mount through that hole and that hole there. So that's why those rear mounts are spaced out like that. But yeah, like I said, really happy with how this has come together so far. Some of you might have picked up on that fuel tank sticking out that little bit far. Don't worry about that, got a plan for that. That'll come later. Also, I run out of steel to finish off the inner structure of this thing. So gonna press pause on this thing and wrap this video up today. Also, I'm gonna make a rear taillight panel for this thing. And again, I don't have the taillights yet, so I've sort of come to a bit of a standstill on this thing. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm just gonna wrap this video up here, but really happy with how this thing's come together. Really like the look of this tray on this thing. Like, yeah, the way the tray picks up the hip line of the cab, how thick that headboard is, really lends itself to the thickness of the cab. That's where these things sort of fall down, I think. And I should know, I built the tray on Jigsaw and was never happy with it initially because the headboard was skinny. These things need fattening up from the rear back if you're going to do a tray back on them. So really happy with how this thing's turned out with using that thick cattle rail like that and punching them tubs through the side. So like I said, everyone, thanks for watching. I'm going to shut it down here. If you like what you're seeing, do us a favour, like, comment, share and subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one.